Hi, everybody. I'm Matt from the Nuggets of Gold podcast, and today I'm going to be quickly going over the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch presser. So, if you guys didn't tune in, basically, there's a few points that should probably be talked about. I'll start out with just Jimmy Garoppolo. Basically, some interesting quotes from Kyle Shanahan, pretty much saying that they're not really that confident with him, and he said that there's been injuries 2 of the last 3 years, and he's been upfront with Jimmy about that. So very, very interesting when you're talking about the future of Jimmy Garoppolo with this team and not just like future down the road, but future as in next year. Definitely makes me kind of question whether or not he's going to be on the roster, which I've kind of said it seems like it's almost 50-50 that he's going to be traded during the draft at this point. Doesn't sound doesn't sound good for Jimmy on that. The other thing is they started talking about the quarterbacks. Of course, they're not gonna tell the fans who they're gonna be selecting, but it was interesting that Kyle Shanahan said that he believes all five guys are NFL quarterbacks and they would all take any of them. Now, I don't think that's true. I'm sure that they definitely have a couple guys that they view a lot higher, but they're not talking about anyone specifically. And they basically said you're gonna have to wait to see who they take on draft day, which I think has been the case. I know Mac Jones is a heavy favorite right now, and Justin Fields seems like I think it's plus 1,000 he's going to get drafted. I find that very interesting. I still think that Fields is most likely going to be the selection, and that the reason they're not really talking about Fields and they're trying to, maybe manipulate the media a little bit to talk a little bit less about him is just because they don't want the Jets taking him at two. I do think that Fields is their guy, but there's there's not like some guy that they are like very obviously honing in on. So definitely could be Trey Lance, definitely could be Justin Fields, maybe Zach Wilson if he doesn't get taken at two and Justin Fields gets taken at two. But also Mac Jones maybe is in the conversation. I know that a lot of 49er fans, including myself, don't want to believe that, but definitely worth mentioning right now. And then the other thing that was a big deal was Mike McGlinchey had his fifth-year option picked up, which I know some 49er fans will not like that. I expected them to always pick up his option, and he's going to be playing for a future with this team next year. So we'll see how it goes. This will be Michael Lynch's fourth year going into this next season will be his fourth year. Then he's signed for the year after that. But this next year is probably going to be pretty pivotal on whether or not they either trade him away, because that can always happen. We see that happen with a lot of guys after their 4 years on a team. So don't really know how it's going to look there, but that's pretty much what was emphasized in this presser. If you guys didn't check it out, make sure to go watch it. I know it's on the 49ers YouTube account, so really interesting. Always cool to kind of see what Kyle Shanahan's thinking and just hear him talking. It was really interesting. He's talking about the quarterbacks, just saying, "Hey, you can be successful in any different mold in this league." So maybe hinting at Mac Jones a little bit there. I hope not, but definitely a chance. So it's going to be really fun. And if you haven't checked out my channel, make sure to subscribe and stuff. I'm going to be having our pre-draft podcast tomorrow. So we're going to be going over if Mac Jones is actually if there's actually a chance that he gets taken. Like, does that make any sense? We've also have some scouting reports. I should have one out on Trey Lance tomorrow. I have one out on Justin Fields. Have some other ones out, Samson Ebukam. So make sure to check those out. But it's going to be a fun draft season. And when the draft is happening, I took off work for 3 days, so I will be Saturday, Friday, and Thursday. All of those days, I will be pumping out content. So hopefully we get like 10, 15 videos out at least on those 3 days. And I think it's going to be really exciting. So make sure to subscribe and come back for some 49ers content.